Saturdays are for enjoyment, Saturdays are for relaxation, and Saturdays are the days you just sit back, reflect on the week, and then try to prepare yourself for the week coming. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and welcome to the program Shagalinku on ARTV. It comes your way every Saturday afternoon from 12 noon to 1 p.m. And thanks to everyone who keeps joining us every Sunday evening, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we do the musical program ARTV Sunday Splash. Thank you all for always joining us. Anyway, before we start off the show and you get to know all the lineups that we have, let's take this short music break. And then when we come back, we'll unveil all we have and also tell you about our guest and the topic we'll be discussing. Once again, welcome to Shagalinku on ARTV Kano. I'll be back after this music break. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that music break. And we're going on now. Like I told you before, I have a guest all the way from, let me not say. Anyway, welcome to the show, Danny Hart. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, for having me on this wonderful platform, Shagalinku on ART. Kind of, thank you very much once again.
So how has it been?
Yeah, it's been great, very, very, very great. And it's a new year, and there's a lot on our table, a lot of things we want to do, a lot of changes we want to make. There's so many things in our minds, things that we were not able to get last year, we want to get to this year. So it's generally as it's
Yeah, so talking about New Year, and that brings me to what I wanted us to talk about. Why do people not make New Year resolutions anymore? Because before every end of the year, you find people say, "What's your New Year resolution?" Some will say, "Okay, I want to be a better person. I want to do X, Y, Z," and then they find out a week or two after they are falling back to the things they said they don't want to do anymore. But by the way, do you have a New Year resolution yourself?
Okay, honestly, I will be speaking for myself first.
Yeah.
I don't have a new resolution. Initially, I used to be one of those group of persons that always have this new resolution, what I want to do and what I want not to do. But at the end of the day, I got to discover that, for my own belief, it's the new year is just like, to me, it's like a charade. Yeah, because I feel life goes on. You understand? We keep growing every day. We keep growing. It's just the dates and the year that changes. The year of every year changes. The date changes. The month remains the way it is. But at the end of the day, for me, I don't do new resolutions because I think we just we need to keep moving. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep going and hope for the best. That's all for me.
Okay, so for people who now find it like a ritual that every year they want to do New Year resolutions and then they get discouraged that they can't keep up, what do you have as a word of advice to them?
Um, First things first, I start by saying we don't have control over everything we do because you tomorrow is not promised. That's what I always like telling myself. Tomorrow is not promised, and what you know you can do at the moment, you do it to the best of your knowledge. You do it to the best of your advantage, hoping that tomorrow or whatever you are living on earth should be something that once people reflect back on, they'll be like, when this guy was here or when this lady was here, this is what happened, this is what happened, he's here, he's good, he's nice, and all whatnot. But then, as for the new resolution, I think you should just be yourself, do the ones you know you can do, and don't force yourself to do what you know you can't do, because we all have a limit. Every human has a limit to the things they can do. So that's just basically it. Just do you understand life first before doing any new year resolution. Because Mr. A did it last year doesn't mean Mr. B will do it next year. It takes time, and as long as you know what you're doing, you definitely get to where you want to get to.
Okay. So let's even look at young people now. While some people can't do New Year resolutions, we understand. But don't you also think that why people do New Year resolution is also to keep them in check, to make them know what they've done, what they can do, is a reflection of maybe the old year and the new year, what they lacked or didn't discipline themselves about in the old year that they need to do now. For young people, what do you think? What's the word of advice to it may not be New Year resolution, but maybe a goal, an objective, an aim that they need to work with. What do you think about that?
But now for the young lads, the young kids, the young ones growing, because recently these kids they grow very fast.
Honestly.
They grow very, very fast. So just like I said earlier, I said it's just good to do you. And as a young fellow, there's a lot out there that you still need to achieve.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you still need to explore. I think first things first, understand yourself. You need to understand yourself. It's very important you understand yourself before doing anything else. You need to understand, this is what I'm good at. This is how I can work on this thing. You understand? This is what I know that if I put one or two together, it can become something good for me. You understand? I don't need to start putting down a bunch of lists.
Yeah.
I don't think putting down a bunch of list of things that you end up, at the end of the day, you end up doing just two.
I'm feeling discouraged that you couldn't achieve
So
anything.
you are pushing yourself to a limit where you know, don't think you are God, you're not God, you're not a magician. It takes time, like I said, it takes time. Just do the ones you know you can do and do it perfectly. It's better to be good at something than not to be good at anything. Because they say jack of all trades, at the end of the day becomes master of none.
True.
You understand?
True.
Focus on one thing, build on it very well, and trust me, get to where you want to go to.
Okay, we're still hanging out with Danny Hart here, and the program is Shagalinku TV on ARTV. Let's take this quick break now. We'll go take a song, and when we come back, Danny Hart will still be telling us a few more. But you heard it from him, one step at a time. You know, don't be pressured. Something about people or young people is that they get pressured by maybe what their peers, their friends, or schoolmates are doing, and sometimes they feel they are not adequate enough. But you know what? Life is on your own pace. You know, just do things the way you want to, and you will achieve results at the end of the day. Because what is for another person's plan may not be yours. So look inwards, look individual, and try to see what works for you and follow that trend. I'll be right back. Let's enjoy this music break. Then we'll come back. We'll still hang out with Danny Hart here. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, and thank you for always joining us on Shagalinku on ARTV. We're still on, and remember to join me tomorrow, which is Sunday, for Sunday Splash, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll play you beautiful songs, ask you to call in to greet your friends and loved ones, and as you greet them, we'll play good songs for them for their Sunday relaxation. Okay, we're going over to Queen Zibah for the next segment. That's the youth segment. And she'll be looking at school, street smart, or skills, which is better. Some people believe that when you go to school, like acquiring proper the certificate education, you know, through school is the best. Others will say, you know what, to be street smart, where you learn from the street, you know, learn from your peers and all of that, could be better. And others feel that, okay, skills are just the best way to improve yourself as a young person. I and Danny Hart were just talking about it previously, and we didn't know that that would be what Zibah will be looking at. So let's cross over to Zibah as she takes us through school smart, street smart, or skills, which is better for young people. Zibah, if you're ready, take it away from here.
These days, when people talk about success, they have different opinions and different views. Some say skills are the one that's actually putting food on the table these days, while others are still bent on education. School is very important. Some say, you know what? Street sense, that's all that matters. Well, my name is Zibah for the youth segment on Shagalinku, and today we'll be talking which is important, school, skills, or street sense. Let's hear from a few people on the street.
School, skills, and street sense, what do you think is more important?
Okay, both knowledge and skills.
Okay.
Because when you have the knowledge, you can also be able to acquire skills. With the way our country is going, we need skills seriously, together with our knowledge. So it will help us to improve.
I think what is important is skill.
Why?
So because most times, even if we go to school now, we don't have the opportunity to get a job. So when we are out there with our skill, we can be self-employed by ourselves.
Skills.
Okay.
I feel like if you have skills, you already oriented. Do you understand? And as youths, you have to have skills in order to make it in life. If not, especially in this country, you will cry.
It's skills actually, because at times even with education you can't get a job, you can't afford ends meet. So I think it's skills.
Skills is better to benefit you more in future.
I would say it's street too. It's street too. There are some things that we need to use streets to people you supposed to use streets and
I think education is important. Why? Yeah. You know, there's a saying that they say education is the key. You know, you have to go to school to learn some ethics. For it to know, for it to be in the streets, you have to be intelligent. So I think education is the key.
Education is better because education will take you far in life.
All right, everyone, we've heard what they have to say. So now this is me asking you, what do you really think? Is school still important in Nigeria today? We all know that school is the fundamental, basic, or startup for learning. You know, in school, we learn how to write, read, spell, and all of those things. That's why we start to register our kids from the kindergarten level up until the tertiary level. We all know that if anyone wants to read properly, spell properly, we have to undergo that process. But here's the thing, school alone is no longer the guarantee. You know, we have seen lots of people who graduated from top schools with good grades, but are still jobless today. What about skills, you might ask? We all know that skills give us immediate value. Let's say, for instance, you learn a skill or creativity, let's say media. You know, the learning process is what we call investing. And when people see you are good at this, you immediately start cashing out. Yes, we know this. Have you thought about if you could properly blend all of them together? Let's give, for instance, you are a content creator, but you do not know how to speak good English. Definitely people wouldn't even want to talk to you because they'll feel like, what is he or she coming to tell me when they can't speak properly? But let's say you have developed yourself, learn how to speak, present yourself well, they would definitely want to call you back. People ask, can you succeed without a proper education? Yes, that's the answer. The answer is yes. You can actually succeed without proper education. But it's really, really going to be hard and risky, you know. Education doesn't only mean school. It means learning. That is one thing I want you to picture. Education is not just school. It's learning. So everything learning is education. Street sense will help you survive, but they will not sustain you for a long period of time. Street sense will let you know, okay, this is what is happening in my immediate society. This is how I can blend in, but they will not sustain you for a long period of time. Take, for instance, you always are the kind of person who love traveling and exploring, and you think your street smartness or your street sense from community A would work in community B. Definitely they are not the same. So what would you do? You will be found wanting. You will be found confused and probably at most taken advantage of. So what do we do? You can succeed without school, or you cannot succeed without learning. My advice to you all is to try something new. Do not put all your eggs in one basket, as the saying goes. Try to learn new things. Try to blend all of these things together. Be street smart, be skillful, go to school if you can. And if you can't go to a proper school, do not stop learning. That's why we have the technology these days. We have YouTube to learn things. Do not stop learning. Do not stop growing. That is my advice to you all. I close with this. There is no single formula for success. School, skills, or street sense, they all matter. But the real magic lies when you are able to balance them as a youth. That alone will set you apart. Till I come your way next time, my name remains Zibah for Shagalinku. Have a blessed week. Bye.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And I hope you enjoyed that one from Zibah. Well, we're still here, and I'm going to be asking Danny Hart what he thinks about the topic of discussion that Zibah just did. So, Danny, school, street smart, or skills? For you, which is better? Don't do Oliver Twist. I say all of them. You are not allowed.
So, school, street smart, or
skills.
skills?
Mm.
Well,
Okay,
This is a tough one.
okay. Analyze all of them and then pick one. Let me make it easy for you.
School, school, school is number one. Actually, school is number one because it's it takes you out there. I think it's in school you determine if you want to go into street smart or skill. School is just like it's the number one thing. Do you understand? Street smart is a 50-50 something.
Why is it?
street, street smart is a 50-50 something because if you think you are wise, there are people out there that are more wiser than you. If you think you are smart, there are people out there that are more smarter than you. That's why I say it's a 50-50 something. You can think you are good at this particular, your brain, your heart, for this. Most time you go as far as say, okay, let me go into internet fraud and what have you. You meet people that once you begin to see the things they can do in the street, you'll be like,
You have to chill
you have to chill them
and learn.
you understand? Then skill. After in the hierarchy of life, I think after education comes skill, and any other thing can follow. Because skill is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. You can be a graduate and still have a skill. Most times it doesn't pay. We are from this part of the world where it's difficult to graduate from school and get something good. You need to fall back at your skill.
True.
At the end of the day, skill wins it all. Because you need to survive. You need to survive. There's something I keep telling most of my friends. There are a lot of people that spent up to like 5 million naira going to school. Some people will never get that 5 million till they die. It is just the reality of life. Why most people won't get that is because they don't have anything to fall back on. They've buried themselves in the thought of, okay, after school I'm going to get a job, marry, get a car, and your life continues to circle around that thought.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But at the end of the day, you find out that skill, they help. A lot of people now in the streets are all skilled up. You need to have a skill. You need to have something that, because even the Bible says, and whatever we believe, it says, you bless the works of your hand.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think skill wins it all. That's just my
Okay, you've heard it from Danny Hart, even though he was just being political and trying to take from here. That is greediness, you know. For me, I think life starts with being street smart. You know, I usually scold parents who don't also teach their kids the nitty-gritty of life. You know, sometimes I know parents will say they don't want their children to suffer or go through what they had gone through. But then you know that at some point in life, your kids will become independent. You know, they will at some point leave the comfort of their homes. Either they will go and write WAEC exam, or they will go and write JAM, or they will now eventually enter school and stay in the campus, or they will go for youth service. So at some point in life, parents need to know that there will be a time their kids will be forced into the street. So parents need to prepare these kids to be street smart, because street is what you can never take away from humanity. Somehow you must go out and buy something, you must go out and acquire education, you must go out and do something. So first of all, parents need to teach kids from the environment by little things. Go fetch water, go iron my clothes, go buy this, go buy that. I know some parents will have house helps at home, and they will say they don't want their children to do anything. And you find the house helps more empowered than their children. So, because education can run all through life. People go to school from maybe 3 years, even until they die, till 80 years. We heard of a man who got his degree at 75 in Ondo, Abi, Ibadan. So, that is it. But it's still good to have the three, like Daniel said. Have school, have street smart, and have skills. You just have Kode. Okay, we'll take this music break. When we come back, we'll still be having our guest in the house. Don't go nowhere. It's still Shagalinku on ARTV. I'll be back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We'll go on now to the next segment, which is the entertainment gist. A whole lot has been happening in the entertainment industry, in the entertainment world, both locally, internationally, and all of that. And our reporter is standing by to take us through what is the juicy entertainment gist this week in question. So I'll take it over to our reporter, and then when we come back, I still have Danny Hart here to talk with me on another angle of life that I would like to ask him when it comes to youth development and youth empowerment. So let's enjoy this one from our entertainment gist segment, and then we'll come back.
Welcome back. This is Shagalinku, your trusted plug for everything making waves across entertainment. We have grouped today's stories into local, international, and movies. So sit back and let's get right into it. Global Afrobeat heavyweight Burna Boy has officially kicked off his 2026 music era, and he is doing it loud. The African Giants announced a brand new single titled For Everybody, which was released yesterday, Friday, January 16, in partnership with sport broadcasting giant Sporty TV. A cinematic teaser has already surfaced online with appearances from top football stars across the Premier League and La Liga, a clear fusion of music, sports, and global culture. This release follows a massive 2025 for Burna Boy, including his 8th studio album No Sign of Weakness and historic international performances. 2026 is clearly starting strong. Afrobeat superstar Tiwa Savage is making power moves. The singer has officially invested in Served, a UK-based award-winning ready-to-drink cocktail and hand seltzer brand co-founded by pop star Ellie Goulding. These power moves add to Tiwa Savage's growing portfolio, which already includes music, property, and other ventures. She is no longer just lending her influence, she is backing brands with ownership. In exciting music news, Davido has confirmed that his long-awaited joint project with American R&B superstar Chris Brown will be released in 2026. The confirmation came during an interview with Billboard Arabia, shortly after Davido was unveiled as the magazine's January 2026 cover star. Although details like track lists and release dates remain disclosed, fans are already buzzing. With multiple hit collaboration under their belt, this project will definitely bridge Afrobeat and the global pop market. After years of anticipation, J. Cole has officially announced that his highly awaited album, The Fall Off, will drop on February 6. The rapper unveiled the news with a reflective trailer showing everyday moments, washing his car, eating alone, before teasing new music. Shortly after he posted a song labeled Dix 2 Track 2, hinting that the album may be a double Dix project. Fans have been waiting since 2018, and now the countdown is officially on. YouTube megastar Mr. Beast, real name Jimmy Donaldson, recently shocked fans by revealing that despite being a billionaire, on paper, he currently has negative money in his bank account. According to him, nearly all his earnings are reinvested back into content production and business ventures, leaving very little liquid cash, even admitting that he sometimes borrows money from his mother. It is a reminder that net worth doesn't always equal cash in hand. Hollywood actress Zoe Saldana has officially become the highest grossing actor of all time, with her films pulling in an estimated $15.46 billion worldwide. Her iconic roles in Avatar and Guardians of the Galaxy, combined with the latest success of Avatar, Fire and Ash, have pushed her to the very top of the box office charts, a historic milestone in film history. At the Golden Globe Awards, Teyana Taylor made history by winning her very first Globe for Best Supporting Actress for her role in One Battle After Another. Her acceptance speech struck a powerful chord, celebrating representation, confidence, and self-belief. Animation lovers have plenty to celebrate in 2026. Pixar has officially confirmed Coco 2, bringing back Miguel and the magical land of the dead. Disney and Pixar are also moving forward with Toy Story 5 and Incredibles 3, proving that this beloved franchise are far from done. The future of animation is looking nostalgic, emotional, and action-packed. And that wraps up today's entertainment gist on Shagalinku. From local industry power plays to global music announcements and blockbuster movie updates. Stay locked in, stay entertained, keep it right here.
Welcome back, welcome back. Okay, we're still on here on Shagalinku on ARTV Kano. We're still having our guest, Danny Hart. So, Danny, let me ask you this. A lot of times we've seen instances where mothers or parents have always insisted that their children must go to school, have education and all of that. But let's look at youth empowerment and youth development. Do you also think that young people are missing it when they look at youth empowerment or development from the angle of either going to school or skills or street smart and all of that? What really can young people begin to do in 2026 to empower themselves? Because like you said, you can have all the skills. The street is filled with skills, but it's the opportunities and how to use it that is the issue. So how can young people build themselves in 2026?
Okay, there's a lot happening in the world today. There's a lot happening. Like I said earlier, not everybody are intellectually inclined to how the world is moving now. And a lot of us focus our energy on artificial intelligence,
AI,
on AI, on Bitcoin trading and what have you. But how about those who are not too intellectual enough to do these things that most of us are doing now? Those youths, those ones out there that are still in the rural areas where civilization has not even gotten to them. Let's not leave them out of this topic. There are a lot of them out there that civilization has not gotten to their place yet. How do they survive? That's the first question. How are those ones going to survive? Not us that are exposed to things happening. We have information passes around. We are the first to hear about it. Those ones, when they hear about it, maybe it was like 6 months in a year, they're getting the news that have happened 6 months ago. Do you understand? First of all, how will those ones survive? How do they get themselves empowered? They have communities. There are things happening there. Do you understand? You can talk to maybe your district head. You can talk to a district head. Okay, this is what's happening in our community now. We are far behind. But we need our youth to be useful to us. We need our youth to be useful to us. What are the things we need to do? How? Because you are the district head. We are quite aware that you know things that are happening outside that most of us don't know. You understand? You make us understand that, okay, this is how it is, this is what we do to help us. That's for those in the rural area. Now those in the urban area, those of us in the town and cities that are seeing these things that are happening, we have the upper hand. There's a lot to do as youth. There's a lot to do to empower yourselves as youth. A lot. Let's drop the AI and Bitcoin aside. There's a lot to do as youth to empower yourself. A lot of one of the major things you can do is there's trade, buying and selling. You don't need 10 million naira to open a business. 10 million naira to open a business. You don't need 1 million naira. You can start with as low as 20,000 naira. I know the economy is bad. You understand, but with as low as 20,000 naira, there's a lot of things you can start to empower yourself. You shouldn't just sit down and be waiting for government to give you a job. There's a lot of things to do to get yourself working till when something good comes. If you're not into AI, artificial intelligence, you could be into trading, buying and selling.
So do you agree with the thing where some people say our Nigerian youths are lazy, or is it that they don't have the opportunity? Because at some point again, an agency said that Nigerian youths are unemployable. So it's not like there are no jobs, but just that either they are not certificated or they don't have the same skills we are talking about. So our Nigerian youth just lazy, or is it that they don't get the opportunities they should get to mock them out of the street?
Okay, first of all, I think I would say, there is a how do I put it? I'm trying to put the words together, but I think there is something that is happening, that has been happening. When you're stuck in something, you become that thing. As I say, don't allow this thing to master you. You have to master this thing. But I think the way it is in the country now, the things that we are afraid of are now the master over us. That's what's happening. Do you understand? Because tell me why is a kid who finish school and won't get a job, and you'll be at home for 10 years. You understand? That zeal that he had or she had when she finished school died after 2-3 years. So what's next?
Yeah. Okay.
How can you employ someone that's
and then there's no skill or job there or experience? Yeah. Okay.
Expect them to do.
Yeah. So let's take this music break. When we come back, we'll take one more segment and then we'll wrap up the show. Thank you so much. We'll take our next segment, and that's the women's segment, and then when we come back, we'll call it a wrap on the show.
Masu sauraro barkanmu da kasancewa da ku a daidai wannan lokaci a cikin shirinmu na shagalinku daga bangaren mata. To duba da yanda wancan makon mun yi magana akan tsafta, to yau ma akan tsaftar za mu magana, amma kuma za mu karkata ne mu duba wata fuska, duba da yanda yara za su koma makaranta nan da kwana 2, yana da kyau mu kula da tsaftar su yayin koma makaranta domin su koma makaranta a cikin tsafta da kuma natsuwa. Abu na farko, 'ya'ya mata yana da kyau a wanke musu kai tun yau. Ya kamata a ce an wanke musu kai, an tsefe, an wanke, an musu kitso, an yanke musu farata. Su ma maza a wanke kan, a kai su aski, a yanke musu farce. Sannan mun san dai yanzu dai duk inda uniform yake kowanne an samu mishi muhalli mai kyau, domin ko an wanke su an goge, kawai ana jira ne a ce gobe makaranta an sa wa yara su tafi makaranta. To sannan kuma idan muka duba muka ga yanayin yadda yanayi ya canza kafin yara su hutun makaranta, babu wannan yanayin da muke ciki yanzu yanayi ya dan canza daga wancan satin zan ce zuwa yanzu. Za mu ga akwai ƙura, akwai iska, ga kuma shi sanyin kansa. To yana da kyau idan yara suka tashi da safe kafin su tafi makaranta a musu wanka, a shafa musu mai, a sa musu kaya mai ɗumi, hular sanyi ne, in so samu ne ma har da abin rufe hanci, face mask, wanda zai taimaka musu wajen shaƙar ƙurar nan da ake fama da ita, su tafi cikin ɗumi kuma da kuma natsuwa domin samun ingantacciyar lafiya. Sannan wajen ɓangaren abincinsu shi ma yana da kyau a koya musu cewa in za ku ci abinci ku wanke hannu, tunda yara an suka shiga makaranta suna mu'amala da wasu abubuwa, baka san ma me yaro zai je ya taɓa ba, suna mu'amala kuma da mutane, komai ga iska yanzu da ake fama da ita, su taɓa nan su taɓa can. A koya musu ko da cokali yaro zai ci abinci, to a koya masa muhimmancin wanke hannu kafin ya ci abinci. Sannan idan ya gama cin abincin ma ya wanke hannunsa, ko kuma yara idan suna gida suka shiga toilet ko a makarantar ma, to da zarar sun fito su wanke hannunsu da sabulu da ruwa kafin su yi wani abu ko su taɓa wani abu da ya danganci abinci. Haka ko kuma za ka yara suna kai hannu baki da sauransu. To amma idan ana kula da tsaftar hannu, yana da kyau ki koya wa yara da zarar sun fita sun shigo gida, abu farko da za ki ce musu ku je ku sa sabulu da ruwa ki wanke masa hannu, ko da 'yan ƙanana ne. Duk lokacin da kika ɗora su akan wannan layin, ko da a wani guri suka tsinci kansu babu ke, to za su yi ƙoƙarin sun yi wannan abin, domin sun san cewa haka aka tashi aka tara ana yi, domin a samu cikakkiyar tsafta. Sannan ɓangaren abincinsu su ma, yawanci yara za su dawo daga makaranta kwanukan abinci suna barin raguwar abinci, to da zarar sun bar wannan raguwar abincin a kawar da shi, a wanke kwanukan. In aka wanke kwanukan suka bushe, a rufe su a ajiye. Gobe da safe yana nufin wai dan kin wanke kwanukan nan yau ba, a'a yau ba zan wanke ba, sai ki samu ruwa ki ɗauraye shi, sannan a zuba masa abinci su tafi da shi makaranta. To duk irin wayannan abubuwan aka kula da su, insha Allah za a samu cikakkiyar lafiya da kuma ingantacciyar rayuwa, saboda sai da lafiya yaro zai mai da hankali ya yi karatu, ke ba kuma uwa ki samu natsuwa da kwanciyar hankali. Da wanda nake cewa mu haɗa ku a wani makon.
How time flies when you're having fun. I want to thank everyone who's joined us on the program, from our managing director to our deputy managing director and to the director of programs and everyone in the studio, our duty announcer, the editors, and everyone. We want to thank you all for joining us. Till I see you tomorrow on Sunday for ARTV Sunday Splash, and then till next week again for another fresh edition of the program Shagalinku. I want to also thank my guest, Danny Hart, who has made it wonderful for being here. Any shout out to anybody you want to give your shout out to?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me on this platform. And it's been a wonderful one as well, having to spend time with you here in the studio. I just want to give a big shout out to God.
Oh, okay.
First and foremost, God. Then friends and family out there.
Okay. Okay. So till we see you again, take care of yourselves and have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Bye-bye.